Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make chicken cacciatore. It's an Italian braised chicken dish, and in my version, we're going to be using some lovely chicken thighs and cooking them off with some garlic and onions, some red and green bell peppers, mushrooms, zucchini, some crushed tomato, and a little dry white wine. So, enough talking. Let's get cooking. So we'll start by seasoning our 4 chicken thighs. Here I have 4 really nice big chicken thighs with the skin on bone in, and I'm going to season it with salt and pepper to taste. And then you could just push that in, make sure it sticks to the skin, and then we'll flip it over and salt and pepper the other side as well. Oh, and before I do that, I actually cut off the excess chicken skin that's on the thigh. It's just not necessary, so I remove it, and then you can season the underside. So here I have some cornstarch. It's about a tablespoon or 2, and we're just gonna lightly dredge just pretty much the skin in the cornstarch. This is gonna help to crisp up the skin nicely. So just pat off the excess. You just need a light coating. Okay, perfect, that's all done. So next we'll head over to the stove and get cooking. So here on the stove, I have my deep saute pan. I'm gonna turn my heat up to a little over medium, not exactly medium high. And to that, I'm gonna add a little bit more than a tablespoon of olive oil. And then I'll just swirl that around to coat the bottom of the pan. Once the pan feels hot enough, we can begin to add our chicken thighs skin side down first. Perfect, they're all in, and now we're gonna let that cook on a medium heat for approximately 8 to 10 minutes. I'm just gonna check it at the 8-minute mark. It could go a little bit more. Just make sure your heat isn't too high. You don't want to burn it. And that is beautiful. So after 10 minutes, I'm going to flip these, and then we're going to cook the underside for another 8 to 10 minutes. The chicken won't be cooked all the way through at that point, but we still have to braise it in our sauce. All right, so 10 minutes have gone by, and my chicken is now beautifully browned on both sides. So I'm just going to remove it and set it to the side. We're going to add it back to the pan in a little bit. So now I have all this extra oil that's at the bottom of the pan, but also those little brown bits are tons of flavor. So I just don't want to dump out the oil. So a good trick is to throw a slice of bread or 2 into the pan, and it'll absorb all that extra oil. And then you could just toss it away. So I turn the heat back on under my pan. I have some of the drippings and a little bit of oil in the pan. And to that, I'm gonna add 1 cup or 1 medium thinly sliced onion. Scrape those bits, get them all up, and start to saute your onion until it's slightly translucent. And then we can add our cloves of garlic. Here I have about 5 cloves of garlic, and I've sliced them thick or halved them. We'll add that to the pan. We'll saute that for a minute or 2 with the onions. And then we can add 1 cup of thinly sliced red and green bell pepper, so like a half a cup of each. Mix that in. And next I'll add 1 carton of sliced portobello mushrooms and a small zucchini that I've halved and cut into thick slices. And it's equivalent to about a cup of zucchini. So now we can lower the heat and season our veggies with some salt and pepper to taste. Then next we'll add some oregano. So we'll add approximately a half a teaspoon. And then 1 cup of dry white wine. Here I'm using Chardonnay, but you could also use a pinot grigio. And 1 cup of crushed tomatoes. And a heaping tablespoon of tomato paste. Then mix that all in. And we're gonna bring that up to a nice simmer. Once we get it up to a simmer and it's had a minute or 2 to cook, we're gonna taste it and see if it needs any further seasoning. Mine needs a little bit more salt. And now we can add our chicken skin side up back to the pan. Now we're gonna wanna cover this and bring it back up to a hard boil and then lower the heat and allow it to simmer for about 10 minutes. Once 10 minutes have gone by, we can take the lid off and allow that to continue to simmer for approximately 5 more minutes. This will help to reduce our broth and help it to thicken up a little. And then our dish will be done. We can shut off our heat. Now let's taste it. So I'm serving my chicken cacciatore with some brown rice, but you could certainly serve it with potatoes or pasta, polenta, or even some nice crusty Italian bread. And here we have a juicy piece of chicken and our veggie. It really is delicious. Just take a look at that. Yum. Perfect. Well, there you have it, guys. Chicken cacciatore, a deliciously juicy braised chicken dish. Well, I hope you guys try and enjoy the recipe. And you guys know the drill. Share, subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. And as always, guys, until next time.